I've been modeling MIDI keyboards for the last little while, and the other day I did this grand piano, and I guess it took 4 parts, and I figured I got to get this out of my system, and so I am now going to model just an upright piano, not a lot of detail, just something kind of cute, and then hopefully leave the piano stuff behind. So this is an image that's available on the internet, and I'm sure you could find it, but I'm going to provide it for you just in case you don't want to go looking around for it. And I'm going to use this, but I'm going to deviate from it to some extent, as usual, and you know, try to make it a little bit my own, but I will be using this. All right, so here I am in Blender 2.79. I'm just going to select everything and delete everything, switch over to Cycles Render, and my screencast keys are on, and I'm going to look from the front in ortho view. I'm going to hit End Open the side panel, and I'm going to bring in that background image, at least for the front. So here we go. Okay, so there it is. And what I think I'll do is I'll try to line it up a little bit more central. Let's try 1.85. Nope. 1.75. Other way. 1.93. Cool. Almost there. 1.94. Too much. 1.92. Almost 1.91. All right. So there's the front lined up, and that's fine. And I'm also going to add image again. Oh, by the way, I'll set that to front in the axis. I'm going to set this one to, I think I'm going to set it to right. And I'll take that same image and I'll hit 3. And I'm going to try to set this up. Well, this one won't matter as much, and I'll be able to do this, I think, once I have something in for the front. So, all right, let's just go ahead and look at it from front view. And I will start with a plane. Shift A, mesh plane, rotate X90, and go into edit mode and Z for wireframe. And we'll hit SX, and hopefully it's going to be pretty close. That's pretty close. All right, I'm gonna B for box select, and I'm gonna pull it up. I think I'll come up to here, and then I'll extrude and scale and stuff for that part there. And for this part, I'm going to come down to here, and I'll deal with the bottom part later. So let's select that now, and let's go over to the side view 3. All right, so I see that's right there. That's fine. And I'm just going to hit E to extrude, and I'm going to extrude out this way, I think to here. And then I'll box select, and I'll come back to there. And make sure my polys are facing the right way. So that will be the overall shape of my piano. And it looks okay in the front and in the side view. Okay, so as you can see, I didn't really worry about positioning the side very much. Now let's box select the top. Look in front view, I think, though. And what I'll do is I'll hit E to extrude, and I'll pull it up a little bit, like that. And then we'll come out to the sides. I'll go into face selection, select that face and this face. And yeah, if I look at, that's the sides, right? Okay, so I'll look at the front view. And they're both selected, so they should come out equally. So I'll just go ahead and hit E to extrude, and I'm going to go GX, move in the X, and bring them out. That one didn't work. Yeah, I should have done SX. Take it back. All right. scale in the X, scale in the X. And that'll do them both equally on either side. Yeah, there we go. Okay, let's have a look at there. So what I also need to do is I need to bring it out towards the front and the back, and we'll have these other pieces there. So I'll select the front and the back, and hopefully I got these right. I'm going to hit E to extrude and scale in the Y. And it looks like the back one comes out to about there. And this one, and by the way, when I select that and that's the front, let me make sure that I'm selecting the front. Yeah, so I got the sides correct. Okay, and I'm just going to pull this one further forward like that. All right, so we got that. Okay, let's have a look in solid. I'm not going to see that much. What did I do here? Oh, I did some funny stuff, didn't I? All right, well, that was dumb. Let's put on ambient occlusion. Yeah, that was dumb. Okay, well, it's too bad. Let's take these faces. Jesus, it's gonna take a few minutes to do all this crap. And I'll take this edge. I'm look in top view. Hit the period key. Is that gonna help me? No, not really. I'm in front view. All right, I'll just do it this way. I got those vertices selected, and I'm going to put on snapping. Sorry about this. Vertex, and I'm going to hit E to extrude. I'm going to pull out, and I'm going to snap to that vertex. And I'm going to take these and F to make a face. Stupid, stupid. And I'll go back to edge, and I'll go F to make a face, and on the bottom. And I'll get rid of some edges if I need to. I gotta repeat that again and again. All right, so just bear with me or fast forward or whatever. I'm gonna delete these faces, and in vertex, that's the back, so I'm gonna go Control 1, I think. Yeah, I'll put snapping on, make sure snapping's on, snap to that one there. That's not what I wanted to do. E to extrude and then do it, and snap to there. And select these, I have to make a face. I could just probably box select these. I have to make a face. That was a bit of a waste of time for you guys. F. I'm going to do it on all sides. I'm not necessarily mirroring, so we'll just do it again. Good practice, huh? Take these, E to extrude, bring them out, snap to that. F to make a face, box those, face, and box those, but not that one, please. F. Okay. All right. Those two guys, E, out and snap, F, face, and face. Oh boy. All right, solved. Cool. All right, let's save this as upright piano video. And let's continue. Let's go into this wireframe and just have a look at what we got to do. Okay, that bottom, there's some weird kind of piece there. All right, so I'm just not sure if I want to do it as in this. I might give it a try though. Maybe I'll, yeah, okay, well, let's just extrude down, pull it down. Let's go in the wireframe. And let's scale that in the X. And by the way, let's get out of that. Yeah, you know what? The more I think of it, the more I think I would have had to have scaled that. And it's right there too. Yeah, let's not do it that way. select everything. Let's make sure I didn't go too far back. Yeah, okay. Let's get rid of any doubles in case we had to. Okay, let's instead, let's take this face and use it, Shift D and P to make it a new object. So there it is, and then let's set the origin of geometry for that. Let's even go Shift S, cursor to selected. Now that's better. Let's select it and let's scale this in the X a little bit. And then extrude it down. And then with that still selected, now we'll scale that in the X. That's a bit better. And then let's look over on this side here. And I got the wheel there, so it looks like it's just in the front region. So first of all, I think I'm going to grab that vertex. I should get both right, yeah. Pull it back. And maybe I'll grab all of these, pull them up a bit in this side view. All right, and I think let's look at that in solid view for a moment. I think I'm going to want this piece scaled. Scale this in the Y and just bring it in underneath there. So there's a little bit of a, when I put a subdivision surface, a little bit of a curve, and then that'll be there. And yeah, we'll deal with that in a bit. So let's have one more look at that. Doesn't exactly follow the diagram, although it follows it more in the front. If I screw around here too much, I think I'm going to leave it like that. I can't tell what happens underneath there. There's a chance that it does the same kind of sloping, but I'm not going to worry about that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to work on some of these other pieces here. So let's go to the front view. Let's do some simple stuff here. Okay, so I'm going to build this side piece now, and I will just bring in a plane, and then I'll show up down here. Rotate X90. And I'll position it, and then we'll shape this thing. Scale that in the X, about like that. And we'll grab these and pull it up. I do want it to project into this lower piece a little bit. And there will be a bevel on this too, and that will cause it to contract a little bit. So we may have to adjust the length. So I'm going to do it like that. And now we'll look inside view, and I'll select it, and I'm going to bring it out to here. Okay, and then I'm going to E to extrude, and I'm going to pull it into the main body a little bit. All right, now we're good. Now we're done. Okay, so there's some discoloration, so I'll select it all and Control N to flip the polys, and I'll also set the origin of geometry on that piece. So that will go there. And what I can do is, because I'll select this again and Shift S, cursor to selected, I can take this piece and I can just go ahead and mirror it across. So I'll choose the mirror modifier in the X, and as the object, I'll just choose that. I'm not going to apply it yet. Okay, so I got that going on. Let's have a look at some other stuff. I think I'm going to do this piece here. All right, so let's go into the side view. I can just click there for my 3D cursor to be there. Shift A, mesh. I like to use planes. Scale that in the Y. Just make sure I'm getting it all. All right, good. I'm going to bring it up to here. E to extrude, and I'm going to extrude it downwards. And then I think, well, let's go to the front first of all. And let's scale this in the X. Out to here. I'm going to have it a little bit under these. Let's scale in the X a little bit more. So there's a small gap. But I do want to round this, I think, a little bit here. And in the past, I would just bevel this edge. But if I do that, I mean, if I do, say, the vertex, all right, these are quads here. If I do that, now that's okay. But if I start doing that, or I start adding these vertices, I can get a really nice curve. But I mean, making n-gons, and I don't know if I care. I mean, I could do stuff with that. But I thought maybe what I would do, let's make sure there's no doubles in there. Maybe I'll just add a couple of edge loops and do like a small curve if I can. Yeah, okay. And then grab these, maybe pull them back just a little bit, and these a little bit. Maybe that's enough, maybe it isn't. You know? Let's make sure, whoops, let's make sure we're okay. Come on, stop that. So we're obviously going to need some edge loops if I put a subdivision surface, so I'll put 2 there and scale in the X and bring them out. I think I'm going to need more anyhow there. I'm going to put an edge loop close to the front and close to the back, and then we can see where we're at with a subdivision surface and what else we would have to do. So what I'll do is I'm going to add more, scale in the X like that, and that should help. Okay, so that'll be that piece there. I think we're okay. And now with that piece there, I may go ahead and copy it a few times. Let's try copying it up here. It's not much of a curve really. Actually, before I do that, let's see if I can do a little bit better here. No, oh, I got snapping on. No, I don't. I don't know why it snapped. Yeah, that's what I want more. Okay, let's shifty, bring it up here. I'm not sure this is what I want to do. It's worth giving it a try, I think. Is it? Let's take these and bring them down to that level. And these and bring them up, and then grab the front and pull it in. It's not the exact same curvature, but I don't know if it'll matter. Okay, so that's there, and then I want to deal with these front pieces that may not be wide enough. Let's see. Yeah, right, okay. And we'll also squish it down a little bit. So I'm going to scale in the Z. I'm going to do that. And GZ to go in the Z. I'll put it about there. And then I'm going to scale in the X and pull it out like that. Let's try that. Okay. Let's go ahead and put a bevel on these. They're still mirrored. Let's put a bevel on there. 2. Scale it back to about there. This piece by piece. Front view again. Yeah, this is that curve thing. So I think we got that. It's a little bit different in the front and in the side, and that's part of lining things up, and the fact that I didn't do that. Right click there. I will start with a plane, and I'll rotate Y90 and go into edit mode and scale. Select it all and S for scale. Actually, that's fine. I'll just do it to there. Okay, then let's bring these guys up to here. And this over to here, and down there, we'll bring it up to here. So it's roughly the size I would want it. And then we'll just start throwing in edge loops. I'm just going to do a whole bunch of them, that many for now, and we'll see if I like that. All right, so we'll grab these ones, pull them down, and this one will go here. Yep, I'm going to put another one in here, and just get that one there. And this one, I guess it's plain, so I don't really have to box select exactly. I'll have that there. I still box select without even thinking about it. That one there. Okay, we'll put another one or two here. Get that. And it doesn't have to be the same shape as far as I'm concerned. Let's grab both of these and move them over. Take this there. I'll put another one. I'm not sure why exactly. Okay, so this is going to curve up, right? So we got to deal with that. Let's take this guy, pull him down here. No, not yet. No. Let's take this point and slide it over, and then put like another couple in here. And take this one up to here, and this one up to, say, there. And then it'll come under and it'll go straight. All right, let's give that a try. Let's look in the front view. Slide it over to there. Good enough E to extrude and slide it to there. Okay, so I can adjust all that if I want to. Let's flip any polys, and now I'm going to put a subdivision surface, so I know I will need edge loops. I'm hoping that'll round well enough right there. Control R, two of them, and scale in the X out to here, like that. An edge loop up, an edge loop down, an edge loop towards the back, and maybe more, but let's find out. Go with two and smooth. Okay, not crazy about that right there, so we're going to do some more work on that from the side. Let's turn that off for the moment. Go in edit mode anyhow. Okay, alrighty. Well, now that I've done that, make sure I'm in wireframe. I'll do this. Let's see if that's enough. Turn that back on. Not too bad, not crazy about this part here, so we'll keep working on that. Oops. Yeah. No, that's not what I want to do. Make sure we're in wireframe. Grab them all. I'm going to bring them down here, and I'm going to put one more in here. And grab all these ones. Pull them up. I might pull them over even. Might I? Even without the bottoms, I don't really care that much. That's going to be fine for my purposes. All right, and I'll just decide where I want this piece, if I want it to be under or if I want it to stick out a little bit. Okay, so we're just building it up. Let's go ahead and mirror this. With respect to that. Okay, good. So far, so good. What comes next? We got that, we got that. Let's go ahead and work on, let's do this piece right here. I'm going to put my 3D cursor there, and I'm going to use a plane. Rotate Y 90 and start scaling it. I kind of scale until one edge hits the diagram properly, and then I just do the rest. There's another one of those with a curve. And so yeah, we'll just, what do we do? I guess we'll just put in edge loops and bring them closer. Let's look from the front and see where it is. Let's come over to this side. Let's put it there and try it. Okay, let's set origin to geometry and I won't cursor to selected yet. Flip polys, Control N to flip polys, and let's put in some. Yeah, let's just go ahead and put in edge loops. Two this way, one going up, one coming down, one to the back. Might be enough. That's all I need. Let's go ahead and mirror this to the other side. That's why I didn't move the 3D cursor. I'm glad I didn't. Okay, let me make sure that mirroring is working well. Seems to be. Let's have a look in front view, see if I like that. It's all right. Okay, let's put the 3D cursor right here and build this part of the leg. Whether we use a mesh or a plane, a cube, or whatever. I'm just so used to using the plane. I don't mind the extra couple of keystrokes or whatever instead of a cube. I just feel like I have more control, whether that's true or not. I'm going to have it project a little bit into this. And let's go here and let's put an edge loop in the middle and actually delete that. So I just do one set of curves and I'll copy it over. A few edge loops like that. And then we'll just go to it. Again, it doesn't have to match the diagram perfectly. You just want to make something that looks nice. I'm not trying to make a specific piano with, you know, absolutely. I'm just using that stuff as a reference. Let's see how that looks if I go into front view, move it over. Now there's a little bit more going on here, and the size is a bit different. But let's extrude it like this. Let's look from the side, and let's go ahead and let's just put in a little bit more here. Let's go here and box select there, just make it a little bit more of a curve, and maybe even one more. I probably don't need it, but I mean, I don't make the greatest curves as it is, but I'm just saying, I just want to do that. And in fact, why not? It might be a bit sharper. Okay, let's copy that. Shift D, rotate Z 180, bring it over, and it'll roughly match the diagram. And then I'm going to an edge selection, Shift Alt, and click that edge and this edge. Can I just make sure? I don't have any faces in there, do I? Oh, do I? Yeah, I do. I want to get rid of those. That's better. Control E and bridge edge loops. Right, that's what I wanted, isn't it? Okay, but my polys, select Control N to flip, and before I do anything else, how about I try, oh yeah, I might be using a lattice for this. All right, yeah, I think I'm going to do that. So I just mentioned the word lattice quickly, but I'll go ahead and do my subdivision surface. But first I'll put in a couple of edge loops that I know I'm going to need. Scaling the axe always out to the side, not exactly at the side. I'm going to need at least one coming down and probably have to do more work with that and that. At the very least, I'm going to need that. Let's go ahead and try my subdivision surface. Okay, and smoothing. Okay, so I'm going to flatten that out. Maybe I'll try to do that now. I'm going to put in an edge loop here and bring it, but not too far. And I'll try to come on sort of an equal distance there. That's probably flat enough for me. Yeah, and I like a little bit of the roundness. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, in order to get this kind of angling in, and I don't want to futz around with all these polys and stuff, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that actually and cursor to selected. Did that not happen for me? Yeah, maybe I need to origin of geometry first. There we go. And I'm going to Shift A and bring in a lattice. And I'm going to scale this down so it just sort of fits around my object. I'm going to edit mode and I can box select. Let me hope that I got the backs too. Yeah, okay, select it all. Look from the side and scale in the Y. And just get it to fit pretty much around my object. Okay? And then I'm going to look in front view and make sure I select my object and put on a modifier called lattice. And for the object, choose the lattice. Okay. Now, hopefully nothing has changed. It looked like something jumped down, but yeah, that's strange. A little bit strange. Let's just move the lattice and adjust it a little bit. That's going to be fine anyhow. Now, what is going on? Okay, so let's shut that off for a second. All right, it's responding to the size of the lattice. So let's go back in here and let's take these, and I want them just to encompass the size there. Now, yeah, do that. That's fine. Okay, and I can change the size in a bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select my lattice and go into edit mode and box select these bottom vertices, and that's all I need. And I'm going to scale them in the X, and that's going to bend my object just like that. And I'm also going to pull them up and do that. And I'll grab these ones back here and I'll scale them in the X a little bit. I'm looking at this as well. Let's have a look at that in solid view. Just ignore the lattice for a moment. Geez, so I did that, didn't I? Okay, well, I bent it, but I managed to stretch it for some reason. So we'll, let's just go ahead and apply that. And I'm going to get rid of the lattice, and I'm going to take this and in edit mode, I'm going to shape it again. Scale it in the Y. There we go. Just like that. And let's have a look at whether or not I've accomplished there. There, I did it. That was a little bit weird. It jumped on me. I didn't need to, but it did. Just like that. Okay. So I'll have that positioned about there, and then I'll build the leg off of that. So let's do that right now. Let's go into edit mode, and I'm going to select these two faces and go Shift S, cursor to selected. Bring the 3D cursor there. My next object will come in there, and that is going to be a cube at long last. And I'll do that, and then let's look at the front view and wireframe, and we're going to scale this to about there. Let's look from the side, and that side view looks a little bit thicker, and so I'm going to actually go with that. I'm going to go with the side view. Let's have a look at the front view. and maybe I will just use my eye a little bit. Okay, just like about there. Okay, and I'm going to bring this down, and I might actually have it thicker this way. Scale this in the Y. I think I will. I'll do that, and the front will be roughly the same still. Okay, I'm just going to box select the bottom, and we're just going to pull it down. Okay, into the bottom, and I'm going to scale this in the X like that. Let's look at the side here. Let's scale it in the Y a little bit too, so it's got a bit of an interesting shape to it. And then we'll just make sure that it fits. I'm going to add a bevel to this. I'll go with 2, and I'll dial it back to about there. And yeah, that's fine with me, I think. Okay, cool. So now that I have that, I may go ahead and apply that subdivision surface and apply that bevel and join these two together. And I will select this and shift S cursor to select it, and I will take this and I will mirror it across. I just want to make sure that it looks like it's positioning itself nicely. Okay, so a little bit, yeah, that's just fine. Okay, let's get rid of that grid floor, shall we? Under display, grid floor. Let's look at the side view and see how far off we are from our diagram. Not too bad. Not too bad. All right, cool. Well, there is a bit of a division in there, isn't there? I didn't really see that before. Let's look at the front. And I just want to I want to hide that for a second. Alt H. I'm just wondering if I want to be bringing it here. I think possibly I do. Did I put a bevel on these? Yeah, I did, eh? It's not all that noticeable. Now, I think I'm going to need to put a subdivision surface on the main body. I don't have to do that right now, though. Okay, what is next? So you can't see the inner workings here other than the music stand and a little bit of a cupboard or so on the front. But if I look here, I'm going to have to do a little bit of a shelf-like structure. I don't know that I'm going to do this curve, and the keyboard will be there. In fact, what I really need is I need to look at some of the reference images that I've got. Like, for example, this. All right, this is what I was looking at. I have this, so it's time to build this thing here, and it's relatively a little bit more squarish, and then on top of that we'll have the keyboard and that stuff. So let's do this. Let's take this piece, though. I have a feeling I want to use this piece. It's not that round. Not that round at all. Yeah, so let's Shift D and take that and bring it up. And let's look in the front view. A little bit in the front view. Let's select it and we'll look at wireframe. And I am going to do this by eye a little bit. I'm going to scale this in the Z. And scale it in the X. I'm going to pull it like this. Let's try. I want to check that out. I think it's got to go down. Well, no, actually, I'm not sure about that. I think maybe a little bit. No, it's quite thick. It is quite thick. In fact, it might even be thicker than this piece. I'm not sure that I want to do that, but I'll do it this way. I'll scale it in Z. We can just bring it up like that. I might want it like that. Okay. decide how I want to do this. Scale in the X. Do I want to? There's no indication of how wide those raised pieces are. See these pieces here? There's nothing on the diagram to suggest that, so I've got to just use my own eye to decide. And I was thinking, was I thinking of doing it this way? No, this is not how I want to do it. I'm going to dissolve those edges. I want to bring in new object. In fact, I'm going to take this piece, Shift-D. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring it up, and I am going to, sorry about that, select that edge, and I'm going to bring it down. I'm going to do it this way. Okay, rather than having to rebuild it, but I will, in top view, I'm going to pull this back, but how far back does it go? Okay, it's a little ways right here. It's a little ways back. I'm building this part. And I might need more of a curvature. I might want more curve. Okay, so it's a little ways back. So let's have a look at this thing. And solid view. All right, so this is what I've got. Back like that. All right. You know, this is such a mess. I could get rid of, well, maybe not that one. I could probably dissolve those edges and put an edge loop here and another just to straighten it out, tame it. And how well could I pull this back, and would it work well for me? What if I do that? Yeah. You know what? Can I get rid of this as well? I just want to think about some of this for a second here. I might want to rebuild this. Let's get rid of some of the. You might think, well, why not just build the whole thing in the first place? Well, yeah. I'm just thinking if maybe in this case I don't mind, not that, just this one, doing it this way. No, that ended up working out weirdly. I don't want that. But just with that and a bevel, and I probably couldn't bevel it very well, but just hang on a second. That's not what I want. Okay, so what I've got going on is I need to get rid of that. Okay, all right, well, you're gonna give me a problem there. So what about this? Can I get rid of that? And let's take the whole thing, and it becomes almost not worth doing what I'm doing. I should have just rebuilt it. Oh well, doesn't matter. We're just doing what we're doing. Let's try Control B now. You know, what about this though? You know, maybe I can get a nice piece like that. Would that be okay? I'm not animating this or anything. I mean, it looks nice. Let me just go with that. You know, there it is. And I'd have it. Now this just seems awfully far back to me, but that's the way it is. Okay, so I will select this piece, Shift S, cursor to select it, put the 3D cursor in the middle so that I can mirror this. I don't need the subdivision surface. So I just broke the rules with that thing, didn't I? Did n-gons. And I'll do that. And I think I'm coming up the right amount of height. Well, yeah, these are completely different than mine, so I can do whatever I want, kind of. But this, I don't want at the same level on this as that. I want this piece either to stick out more or this one to be indented a little bit. So this one sticks out at the sides of all those. I might want to do it that way. And so this one here, That's what I'm saying. So let's play around with that. Let's scale this in the X, hold down Shift, pull it out like that, and then I'll look from the side, and I'll in wireframe, I'll box select it, and I'll try pulling it out in front here, and we'll just see if that looks any good. Oh, it does look good in the front. Maybe the side has to come out more. Yeah, that'll be all right. That'll be better. Okay. So, you know, we're just playing with it. Trying to build our own piano. Okay, so let's scale in the X a bit more. Just like that. Is that too much? No, not really. That's fine. Cool. And that makes the leg look a bit better. Yeah, we're building it up pretty good. Pretty good. Now, yeah, I'll be putting something in there. Anyways, the roll down thing, I think. Let's have a look. Did I move anything? All right. Save from the side. Just missing that and the wheels and stuff. We can start working on that. Or we could look at the front and so I can't quite tell. I guess, you know, the keyboard's going to be here, but it's going to be lower than these. I feel like they need to be higher though. Taller. Well, just from the bottom, the keys up. Yeah. All right, I'll leave them. Music stand. Okay. Let's do this thing here. Set the 3D cursor there. Shift A. Plane. Rotate X 90. Extrude in the Y like that. I'll pull this down. How do I want to do this? Maybe I'll just build it. I'll pull that down. I'm going to extrude and pull it up, and what am I doing? And I'm going to pull this one over. Probably should have kept those like that anyhow. I was thinking of just doing that, but let's have a look in the front, see what the heck's going on. Let's scale this in the X out to about there. Now, how does that influence or affect those legs? Do they go into the leg? Goes into the leg. Yeah, it seems if I do this, all right, so what we'll do is in front view, we just we won't make it quite as wide. We'll scale this in the X back a little bit so that doesn't affect that front leg. Let's flip the polys. So I got that going there and that going up there. All right, and what would it look like just with a bevel? All right, of 2, say, and just notch it back a little bit. How would that look? Not touching the legs, doing that. I just, nah, not crazy about this part here. Don't really like it at all, just going into there. So I think I have to do this. Okay, so say I take it down and select this upper face, and I think I got to extrude it. I'll show you what I mean. Just like this to give a little bit of this flat edge. I know it's, you know, not really in the diagram, but I think I need to have that, or else it doesn't seem to look right to me. And it looks a little bit better. And how are we doing with the legs? Doing just fine on both sides? Yeah, okay. And it is that thick, it seems. Okay, well, we'll just leave it there. And there is another structure on there. There's like this little knob thing, so now we have to move it a little bit lower, but let's bring it a circle, rotate X90. I'll just leave the default values, and we'll S to scale it down to about that size. Where is it? Oh, it is around there, isn't it? Yeah, okay, that can't be right there at the crux of that. I could move that, but let's F. Nope, let's not do that. Let's do, okay, we get a wireframe. We'll do E and S. No, not yet. All right, because no face. E and S, and then we'll do E and Alt M, merge at center, and I'll select that ring right there. E to extrude, and I'll pull it back. All right. Flip the polys around and pull it back a bit more. Let's take the whole thing just for the moment, move it down so we can build this thing. Move it out of the way. Gosh. Here, come on out there. That's good enough. I can get in there. All right, we could do origin of geometry too. That wouldn't hurt. And I'll just put it back on it. So I'll go E and S like that, and then E, and we'll pull it out like that. All right, and then we'll bevel this thing. Select those edges and Control B, pull back, give it a nice bunch of segments, and let's push it back in, and then we'll decide. And put on smoothing. I like it there. I don't have any problem with having it there. Okay, where are we at? We still haven't done anything with this body, so let's go ahead and put on a subdivision surface and then fix it up. Yep, doesn't like that, does it? All right, so what do we got here? Let's do them here. Just two. Scaling the X. It's debatable if I really needed that or not. We'll bring one towards the top and towards the bottom. And front and back. And where are we at? And what am I missing? Smoothing, first of all. Okay, I see some more that we need. Okay, so we'll do here and here. And can I get something else up under there? That was probably this one, eh? Okay, I think the top is looking pretty nice. How's the bottom looking? All right. We need more work down here, so I'll bring in another one, and that pretty much already just solved that right there. Are we okay all the way along there? Okay. Yeah, pretty good. Now, what's happening with this thing? Just seems like such a useless piece. I don't know what to do with that yet, so I'm going to leave it. I'm just going to leave it. Okay. Now, before I get into doing the wheels and stuff, I just had a feeling about this. show you what I mean. I will show you what I mean. I just want to choose a nice edge loop that's right there. Okay, Shift S, cursor selected. Here's what I was thinking. Tell me if I'm nuts. Bring it a plane, rotate X 90. Maybe I am nuts. Okay. Right to, you know, this within that top piece and within this piece. But then scale in the X out to where though? That's the question. Maybe just under those? I might be nuts, but this is what I was thinking of. Maybe that many edge loops, Control B. It's like that, no. Hold Shift, maybe that. Actually, hang on, let's give it some thickness before we go any further. Let's get rid of that. Let's give it a bit of thickness, just like that. Then we'll put in those edge loops. We'll do that much, let's say. Control B. Like that. E, I'll pull back just a little bit. Maybe a little bit more, just like that. Look from the front, zoom in on one of them and switch to individual origins and then scale in the Z. Which way? That way. Down, 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 like that maybe. I don't know if it'll help. No, certainly not that. I don't know if a bevel will help it or hurt it. I think in a render it actually looks okay. Now I just want to see if I can come in a little bit. Yeah, like that. I don't know. What do you think? I'll just leave it there. We'll see if it helps or if it looks stupid. It might. Okay. Okay, well, what are we doing? What are we doing? Music stand. Plane. Rotate. Line 90. That's not necessarily what I wanted to do. Is it? Maybe. All right, we'll get the thickness of this first. Like that, maybe. Let's look from the front. Oh, jeez. E. Scale X. Oh, we're in the individual origins. Go back in median point, scale in the X. No, we're not doing that. Okay, we'll extrude it then. Fine. Yeah, okay, fine, got it. Okay, and we'll take this and we'll pull it down. We'll take this and pull it up. And we'll just have to see how things go. Let's get out of there and let's set origin geometry. Okay, so why are you all funny on me? Huh? Oh, jeez, I hate when stuff like that happens. When stuff like that happens. Okay. But that's roughly what I'm going to want, but maybe a little bit thinner than that. Scale that in the Y. Okay, and then what we'll do is I'll just bring in an edge loop down here, about the same thickness as this side, and I'll take that and I'll extrude it out just a little bit to form a bit of a lip, like that. Yeah, front view, let me just double check the width. Yeah, okay. And then with that there, I'll try just a bevel and we'll see how it looks. Okay, so we got some issues with this. Let's try rotation and scale. Seriously, you don't want to take any bevel, eh? Okay, so what we'll do is we'll try to remove doubles. I got rid of 6. Let's see if it takes a bevel better than that now. And it does. And so that may have been causing me some problems. And oh, that's good enough, just like that. And then I'm going to rotate this, rotate in the X a little bit, and try to pull it back. And then I'm going to see if I can just rest it on here. So from the side. It doesn't have to follow the diagram exactly. It's like this. That's the way I'd like mine to be. But I don't think it's resting yet. So I'm going to look at wireframe. I think it's that, so I will bring it back and we'll try that. And I think that's a bit better. Okay, we'll just have it. I'm just going to have it sitting there for now. I could probably go actually a little bit more of an angle. So I'll rotate the X a little bit more so it's a bit more like that. And we'll see if I can still get that to fit. Or if it'll fall off the edge. Just sitting there. Will that be sufficient? Oh, it's close to the edge. Yeah, right, that's all right. That's okay. Cool. All right, it's coming along pretty good. This just looks too deep for keyboard stuff, but there's gonna be something else behind there anyhow, so that's fine. Let's do the wheels. I'm putting off the keyboard, by the way, in case you hadn't noticed. Yeah, okay. 3D cursor, cylinder, rotate Y90. I don't care about the ends or anything else right now. Zoom in, wireframe, scale in the X. I guess we'll probably have to go, well, we'll see. What do we got on the ends of these anyhow? Yeah, I want to get rid of that and that. Let's move this to here and we can work on the side a little bit more and scale this. So my front and my sides aren't perfectly lined up, but that's all right anyhow. Okay, so like something like that, maybe a bit bigger. And then what I'm going to do is, what am I going to do? I'm going to take these two. No, I'm not. I'm going to do one at a time. E and S, and what am I doing here? Yeah, I'm just going to close this off. Okay. Alt-M, merge at center. Nah, not yet. I'll do another E, Alt-M, merge at center. Okay, I'm just going to do the same thing on this side. E and S, E and Alt-M, merge at center. Okay, I'm going to take these and I'm going to bevel. Control B. And I'll do that. And I'll end up putting the subdivision surface on this, like that. Actually, one is probably enough with smoothing. And you know, that's okay, you know. I don't know, it's not even really going to be seen very much anyhow. That's okay. And what I'm going to do is I'll select it and set origin to geometry and cursor to selected, and I'm going to bring in a plane right there, rotate Y90, and it is pretty big, isn't it? I hope that wheel's not too small. Let's zoom in on this. It's right in the middle. And actually bring it. Nah, we'll leave it in the middle. Will we? Bring it below, like it's centered though. And we're gonna scale this globally. And then we're gonna take this edge and I'm gonna, is this how I want to do it? Nah, it wasn't how I want to do, but it's going to be fine. We'll scale it in the Y. And I'll take this piece, E, and I'll extrude like that. And then we'll take the whole thing and Shift D, rotate Z 180. We'll just copy it and bring it over here. Come on. And then I'll bridge edge loops. It wasn't how I planned to do it, but it doesn't matter. Bring it up. Something like this. Okay. This, by the way, let's do that. And let's hit. Let's get rid of these edges now. We shouldn't need them. Select the whole thing, E to extrude, and then I'm going to Alt S and pull like that. And then I'll take this edge and then this one and go SX0 to straighten those out, and this edge and this edge, SX0, straighten that out. And let's look at that. I kind of would like it a little bit more narrow here, so I'll take those and I'll scale it in the Y. There we go. And I'm going to put some edge loops in here. So I'll do 2 like that and scale them in the Y. I'm going to need an edge loop up here, going up, and on the other side, and coming down. There, and there. And what's going on the inside? I know, actually, I know I'm going to need them here. Across this way and across that way. Let's go ahead and try subdivision surface. And see where we need them still. In the middles. Be nice if that was enough. That's enough for the details I need. Okay. And let's Shift S, cursor to selected, and bring in another cylinder. Geez, 22 I'm sure is more than sufficient. And scale it. There we go. Zoom in. Let's scale Shift X, and then let's scale in the X and poke it through. Yep. And let's. Can I just leave those faces, please? Oops. All right, instead of screwing around, let's just leave them and bevel this like that and smooth it like that. It's going to be just fine from where I am. And that, oh, let's take this though and Shift D, rotate Y 90, yep, and push it up, but not through the wheel, like that. We'll scale this in the Z. That's fine. Just like that. It doesn't matter if it's the same diameter as this either. All right, so I'm going to apply that, and I'm going to apply that, and I'm going to join a bunch of these pieces together. Do I get everything? Yeah. And that is my wheel. Let's look from the side. All right, it's different than here, but that's fine. So I'm going to take it, Shift D, and pull it towards the back there. And the two of them from the front view, Shift D, and we'll just copy them over to here. And then we can always take that and rotate in the Z and just do something different. Is that okay? Can't really see the wheel, can I? It just depends on the angle that you're at. All right, let's try, actually let's not try on that one. Let's just try one last quick thing. Which is, what is it? Let's select all of that from the side. Let's just try Scale Shift Z. And see if we like this better. No, I didn't want to do that. Let's just try then Scale in the Y. Only in the Y. I don't want them on the ground. Well, how did that happen? Oh, of course, it's lower than the... Ah, that's why. Alright, never mind that. Okay, well, we're funny tonight. Let's take that and the... and that from the side. Let's try that. See if we're happier. Well, this... Oh, okay, yeah, because of this thing here. Oh, jeez. I'd like to get rid of that piece. If you'd be so kind. Okay, there, now we can see the wheel. Sticking out of there, eh? Okay, maybe I am doing more work on this. Maybe I am. Yeah, that doesn't work very well. I'm not sure if maybe I don't mind that. Sorry, timeout. Yep, that's what we're going with. How about that? Okay. Weird wheels today. That's okay. Good, yeah, I didn't like that bottom piece anyhow. Okay, let's turn this like that. Okay. All right. Don't mind moving that down. All right. Maybe we'll leave it at that for this particular video, and we'll come back and do some more the next time. That's already taken up quite a bit of time, and I'm starting to do some funny things down there. This looks more like some kind of luggage wheel than a piano, but I think it'll end up looking okay. I'll just make a quick sort of clay render of this, and I'll be back. Here's what it looks like so far. I just decided that I wanted to adjust the music stand just a small amount. I made it a bit smaller, it looked too huge, and I angled it a bit differently. The wheels are just barely visible, but I think that's fine with me for the time being. So, yeah, I don't really like this thing here. I almost feel like putting these pieces down below and more wood, or maybe even having them come farther out to the side, and the wood panels a little bit further across. We'll see anyhow, but that was a lot of fun, so we'll continue it next time.